Hi friends, thanks for joining me for another tutorial in Melinda's Rubber Room. I'm Melinda Pierce, I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today to show you how to make this fun fold card. This is it's a diamond gatefold card, so it has the standard gatefold base to it, and then it's just dressed up with these fun diamonds. So I'm just going to get right to it. This is a card that I showed during my Wednesday Zoom session. I do those Wednesday mornings from 10 a.m. to noon Pacific time. And all the information is on my Facebook page at Melinda's Rubber Room on Facebook. So you can find all the information there and join me for the free Zoom session. I give you all the instructions ahead of time as far as what to cut out, and then we put it together. So it's a great time to get together with other stampers and just enjoy each other's company as we create together. So I am starting with a base card stock that measures 4 inch by 12 inches. And I'm going to score it at 2 inches and 4 inches. And just to keep this in the camera, I'm just going to flip this and score 2 inches and 4 inches again from this side. It's the same as scoring 2 inches, 4, 8, and 10. So you can do it either way. Okay, and then we are going to fold this as a mountain fold, and then a valley fold, and valley fold, and a mountain fold. And that's the base of the card. It's as simple as that. Okay, I'm just going to go in with my bone folder and reinforce those folds. So the original card that I did, I used the Regency, what's it called? Regency Park Designer Series paper. This paper is retiring. This beautiful paper has lots of flowers, and some of the flowers you can punch out with corresponding punch. And it also coordinates with the Petal Park stamp set. The stamp set and punch are carrying over, but the Designer Series paper is retiring. So you might want to catch that before it's gone for good. Today I'm going to be using some new products from the new catalog, which is available, I believe, May 4th. And this set is the Designer Series paper is called Bright and Beautiful. And it's 6x6 paper, and you get all these fun colors. These are some of the new colors that we're bringing into our color line. And you can see the front and the back of those papers. Just fun new Designer Series paper to play with. So that is what I'm using today. Okay, so I have my base cardstock, and then I have some Designer Series paper, and I have 2 different designs that I'm using. So this is going to be my dominant color, my dominant paper. So that's going to be these front triangles and this inside piece and these 2 pieces here. So that's what you're going to see the most of. And then I have these 2 pieces, or these 3 pieces, that are kind of the background pieces. So for the background pieces, you're going to want one piece that is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And that's just going to be mounted right in the center of your base. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So you can see that pretty color that's on the back side of that Designer Series paper. But I wanted to go with the happy birthday theme, so I'm going with the streamers and the little stars. Okay, so that's going to go right there. And then out of that same Designer Series paper, you need 2 pieces that measure 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, and those are going to go right here on these sides. I'll go ahead and glue those into place. So Stampin' Up! Is still offering some great deals on the retired list. There's lots of items that are still 60% off. So it's a great time to pick up some of those last minute items before they're gone. You can view all of those on my online store at melindapierce.stampinup.net. There's also a link on my Facebook page if you're having trouble finding my my online store. Okay, so now we have 2 squares that measure 4 inches by 4 inches out of the same color cardstock. And then we have 2 squares of the alternate designer series paper, and these measure 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 and 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue the 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 onto the 4x4. Just like so. And then the other 4x4, I'm going to cut on a diagonal. So this is your other cardstock piece that measures 4x4. So I'm just lining that up with the cutting channel to cut that as a diagonal. And then I'm going to take my 3 1/2 by 3 1/2 square and cut that on a diagonal as well. Just like so. So this card design actually works best if you pick a non-directional type of designer series paper. Otherwise, because things are going to be on ankles, it gets a little bit confusing. It is doable, but you just have to do a little bit more calculating on your card as you cut those pieces out. Okay, so I'm just adhering my triangles to each other. You just want to create a border all the way around. Just like that. And I'm going to put that square aside for now and just deal with my triangles. Oh, almost forgot these spots. So we do have 2 other pieces that measure 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, and that's going to go right on those inside empty spots. This paper is really fun. You can get some fun card layout ideas without, you know, we're so used to having so many flowers, and this is a nice option to have something different than flowers. Okay, so now we're going to take our triangles and we're going to mount them on the onto the front of the card, just like so. And in order to get the glue just where you want it, because you don't want it on these ends that are going to be on the outside of the card, just going to turn your triangle upside down on the opposite side. And then you can see where the card is. You don't want to put glue on these points here. So I'm just going to go in with my glue. Just go up right to where that card is going to end. Just like so. And then you're just going to flip this over and attach it to the other side. And you want to match up the edge of that triangle with the edge of your fold. Like so. Just making sure that my triangle up here is the same as here. You can measure it if you want. I'm just not that particular. You can also look at these corners here and make sure that they're kind of similar in shape. That'll tell you whether or not your triangle is placed correctly. So I'm going to do the same thing on this triangle. Go ahead and put the glue on this edge. I do suggest using glue for this portion just because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room when you're trying to place your triangles down. Okay, so now I can flip that and put it on the other side. Again, matching up those edges. And now you want to make sure that your points are matching up from the prior triangle that you placed down. Okay, so now there is the base with the triangles attached. Okay, so now we're going to do the inside triangle. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn the whole thing over. And we want this triangle, this square, to become a diamond shape. But we want it to match up with these points here. So we're going to lay this down, upside down. And we want to get rid of these points because they're going to be in the way when you try to close the card. But you want to make sure that these points are still intact. So you're just going to take your ruler and just on the inside of your fold line, you're going to bring in a pencil and just make a pencil line showing where you're going to cut that edge off. Same thing over here. You want to be just inside of that fold line so that your card is still going to close. Okay, and then we're just going to take a scissor and snip those edges off. Like so. And we can turn our card back over and lay our centerpiece into the card. And we're just going to do a quick fit before we glue that into place. So I want to make sure that my card is still folding in okay. This time it folds okay. The last time it was a little tight, so all that you would do is just take this off and just trim these sides a little bit, and that'll get you so that you can close your card completely. If your paper is too close to that fold line, you're going to have some buckling when you try to close it. So just make sure that you have enough room on those sides. Okay, so same as before, we're just going to close this up and put this like that on the back side. And now we know not to put glue on these points here. So we're just going to go around like that. Making sure that we don't put glue on those points that overhang. Okay, now we can take that out, turn the card around, and lay that down into place. So this is where it's good to use the glue because you want to make sure that your points on the inside are matching up with the points on the outside. So I can see that my inside piece is a little higher. So I'm just going to scooch that down so it matches up. Pull it down just a tad, just like so, and now everything matches up perfectly. And there's that finished card base. Now all I have to do is decorate it. So I'm going to bring in a new stamp set that's going to be available in May. This is called Charming Sentiments. It's a great set with lots of fun greetings, a lot of greetings that you can match up together, like wishing you everything wonderful because you totally deserve it, or thank you, beyond grateful, just lots of things that you can stamp on the outside as well as the inside of the card, which is an amazing set to have. It just makes it really easy. And then it also comes with the dies that will die cut out each of these sentiments, and it comes with a few extra little fun little dies as well. But each of the dies cut out the words that you stamp. So let me show you how that works. This is going to be the outside of my card. And it says, wishing you everything wonderful. And I'm stamping this with Blueberry Bushel, which is a new color that we're bringing back. We did offer it once before, and we're bringing it back into the new color lineup. It's a beautiful blue, just kind of in between like a really bright blue and a little more subtle. Okay, so you can see how that die lines up with those words. And then I'm just going to take some washi tape to hold that into place. Now this lines up pretty close to the words, so don't be surprised if it looks like it's going to cut the words off. It won't. You just make it so that it's really tight, so it's not too much of a border around. Much closer than what you could get if you tried to fussy cut that. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my mini cut and emboss machine. Cut that out. There we go. You can see how nice that cut out that image. I'm going to bring my card back in, and I'm just going to lay that just down like that. So again, I want to make sure that I'm not gluing this whole thing down all the way across, or that will glue my card shut. So I'm just going to put glue on half of this sentiment. Just like so. And then I have a piece of white cardstock that measures 2.5 by 2.5. And I'm going to ink up the corresponding sentiment. It says, because you totally deserve it. And you want to make sure that you're stamping this so that it is in the form of the diamond, because it's going to go in the center like that. So I didn't stamp that very straight. I'm going to do that over. It's easier if I put it inside and then try to stamp it. It's nice that paper has two sides, isn't it? Gives you at least 2 times to try to get it right. There we go. All right. So there's that, and I'm going to decorate that a little bit more with some of the new balloons. So Beautiful Balloons is another new stamp set. Comes as a bundle, has all these tiny little, all these balloons that you can decorate, and it also has all of these dies that you can just use by themselves. And oops, I have a lot going on this card already, so I think I'm just going to cut some of the balloons out with just solid cardstock. I think maybe that one. And then we have some little streamers here. Could use that. Then there's this fun die too that creates like a streamer effect. I'll have to show that in another video. Okay, so let me see. I think I'm going to use some Berry Burst, which is another returning color. You can see I already punched out some balloons with that before. Just going to trim this down. Bring in my mini cut and emboss machine again. I love how light and portable this machine is. Alrighty, bring my card back in, and let's see about placing these. Put that right there with some streamers, like so. We're just going to put that flat down on the card because I don't want to get in the way of the sentiment moving. Just going to tuck this under like so. It's been a while since we've had a good balloon set, so kind of excited to play with this one. Put those like that. And just have a little streamer going in between those. Just like so. Then I think I'd probably put a couple of balloons in the inside too, but I won't take your time to do that. So there is that fun card. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial and learned how to make that fun fold diamond gatefold card. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'd be happy to help you out with any questions you might have. Again, you can purchase any of the supplies at my online store at melindapierce.stampinup.net. And feel free to join us on Wednesdays for my free Zoom class. It's always fun to get together with others. Everybody uses their own design, their own papers, so everybody's cards turn out a little bit different, so it makes it really fun to share everybody's creations with each other. All right, hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and if you have any questions, again, shoot me a message on Facebook at Melinda's Rubber Room, or you can leave a message in the comments on my YouTube video. Thanks again. Bye-bye.